Breath of the Wild was released over 4 years ago now, and a lot of us have poured dozens, if not hundreds, of hours into it. It's understandable that after so much time spent with one game, you might start to get a little bored of it. So, assuming that's the case, here are 10 things that you can do in Breath of the Wild if you've gotten bored with the game. Also, I'm Nintera, and if you're new here, consider subscribing to my channel for new Legend of Zelda content every single Wednesday. Now, on to the video. Number 1, find all the dog treasures. So, I'm sure if you've played Breath of the Wild for any amount of time, you've encountered these adorable little puppies. It took me a long time though to realize that they'll actually lead you to treasure if you befriend them enough. There are 14 dogs that you can find across Hyrule, so just feed them a few pieces of meat and they will love you. Then they'll lead you to a little bit of treasure. I know that if you've played this game so much that you're bored with it, you probably don't need these treasures. They aren't game-changing or anything, but it's worth it to just bond with these dogs. Also, if Breath of the Wild 2 doesn't let us pet these dogs, I will personally be holding a protest, so stay tuned for that. Number 2, try to ride and tame creatures besides horses. So we've all tamed a horse or two over the last 4 years, and we've even seen some really cool iconic horses like Epona, Zelda's royal steed, and even Ganondorf's huge horse. But taming regular old horses is child's play. Because you know what's even more fun than riding animals that you're supposed to? That's right, riding animals that you're not supposed to. To start off, you can try to ride other regular animals like deer or bears. Then you can step it up to a sort of mythical being, the Lord of the Mountain. He's a bit more difficult to sneak up on and definitely more difficult to tame than regular animals. Then, once you've overcome every other animal in the game, only the bravest among us can attempt to ride a Lynel. Now, you won't be able to actually tame any of the Lynels, but can you imagine how embarrassed he's going to be after being ridden by a tiny Hylian? Absolutely devastating. Number 3, find and master all the mini-games. Link is under a lot of pressure through Breath of the Wild. He's been asleep for 100 years, the home he knew is long gone, one of his closest friends is locked in a nearly never-ending struggle with the greatest evil the world has ever seen, so sometimes he just needs to take a load off and go golfing, or bowling, or gamble all his money away. There are 15 minigames scattered around the overworld in Breath of the Wild that are really great for breaking up the gameplay and helping Link forget about all the responsibilities weighing down on him. Some of these minigames are required for uncovering shrines, but most of them are totally just for fun or getting rupees. So go on, take a break. You and Link both deserve it. Number 4, collect all the monster masks and use them. In Breath of the Wild, you can exchange monster parts to this guy, Keaton, for cool items. Some of the most interesting of these items are the monster masks. There are 4 different kinds of monster masks: Bokoblin, Lizalfos, Moblin, and Lynel. Now, 3 out of those 4 monsters will fall for the mask pretty easily, but it can be really fun to see what all their reactions to you are while you're wearing the mask. And to see how long you can stand right next to Lynel before getting pummeled. Number 5, seek out and beat all the Lynels. Now, kind of going along with our previous entry, the Lynels are some of the most difficult enemies in the entire game to beat. There are 22 Lynels scattered around Hyrule, and if you play anything like I do, you may have spent most of the game trying your hardest to avoid them. And if you're anything like me, you just about had a heart attack anytime you accidentally stumbled upon one. But if you're looking for a nice challenge late in the game when almost nothing is a threat to you anymore, you can take the initiative and hunt down those Lynels on your own terms. Show them who's boss and that you're not afraid of them anymore, even if you maybe still are a little bit scared of them. It's okay, I am too. Number 6, collect all the outfits and jewelry. Now, one thing that's unique about our hero in Breath of the Wild is that he has more outfit choices than in pretty much any other game, save maybe Triforce Heroes. Every outfit piece serves a different purpose and awards Link a different power-up or ability. And some are just downright sexy. A lot of the clothing items that you can find are also references to past Zelda games like Ravio's hood or Majora's mask, and I think those are really fun to see. Basically, I think it's great to be able to dress Link up in the perfect outfit for any occasion, and the process of acquiring all these items is really fun. Number 7, upgrade all the outfits with Great Fairies. Now, if you've already done the previous item on this list, the next logical step is to upgrade all of those items of clothing that you've collected. The Great Fairies in this game are just as fabulous as we could have possibly hoped for, and they're always very excited when Link pays them a visit. They also perform a very important function though in upgrading Link's clothing. Collecting all the items necessary to upgrade Link's attire completely could be a huge task in itself, but I feel like it could also give aimless exploration more of a purpose and a tangible goal to reach. Also, one of the Great Fairies has almost the same name as me, so she's my favorite. Number 8. Fill out your compendium. The compendium is a big collection of all the items, creatures, and enemies that can be found around Hyrule. Sure, you could pay to get your compendium filled out, but what's the fun in that? One of my favorite activities is trying to get a good picture of an enemy without them killing you. Filling out all the weapons and mundane items could be tedious, but I really enjoy trying to get the best picture I can of anything living. Pretty much anything will either be running away from you or attacking you, and what's more fun than trying to insert yourself where you're not wanted to take selfies? Number 9, attempt a speedrun. So there are a lot of speedruns that you can attempt for Breath of the Wild. There are some normal ones like the any percent where you just try to defeat Ganon as quickly as possible, or the Master Sword one where you try to pull the Master Sword out of the pedestal as quickly as you can. There are also some more interesting ones like the bread percent where you try your hardest to make bread, or the marriage percent where you try to reach the wedding cutscene in Terrytown. There are a ton of silly speedruns you can attempt, and a bunch of them don't have many entries, so you might even be able to get your name up on the speedrun leaderboards. Number 10, attempt glitches or cheats. Last but not least, we've all probably seen some really funny cheats or glitches that were found while people were playing Breath of the Wild. One of my favorites is the one where you can use the Cryonis rune to absolutely launch a Guardian into the stratosphere. Another popular one is the wind bomb that you can use to extend your airtime while paragliding. It can be really fun to try to play a video game in a way that it was most definitely not meant to be played, and find actions that can be exploited in ways that the game devs did not anticipate. So what are some ways that you've spiced up your Breath of the Wild gameplay? Have you gotten bored of the game yet, or are you still going strong? I'd love to chat with you guys about it down in the comments below. Also, leave me a like on this video if you want to support the content that I'm making, and maybe subscribe to my channel if you want to be notified when I upload new Legend of Zelda content every single Wednesday. Also, if you're into Dungeons & Dragons, I play on a live stream every single Friday night, so I have the link to the Twitch channel down in my description. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next week. Bye!